Welcome to the Stizzy Chronicles. I'm Stizzy, and today I'm bringing another video from my series Goodies, Gadgets, and Gears. Now today I am going to be telling you about my experience with the Haloview Dashcam and backup camera system. Let me go ahead and drop a disclaimer. The name of the company is Haloview, but the whole video I'm going to say Haloview. Why? I don't know. Probably for the same reason that I stared at a piece of paper for 5 minutes trying to remember how to spell the. Sometimes the brain just don't be braining. If the pronunciation bothers you that much, send me $20,000 so I can enroll in a center for adults who can't read good. For everybody else, just carry on and remember, tomato, tomato. Now back to the video, which was sent to me, and I'm excited because it's something that I have been considering for a while. Now, I will be honest, it wasn't necessarily the brand, but the style of backup camera is something that I've been looking at. Now, if you are new to the channel, I'll give you a little information about my current setup. I live in a 30-foot Class C RV, and I am a solo traveler. When I purchased my RV, there were no cameras pre-installed. Now I do have cameras on the RV, but they are intended for 24-hour surveillance, essentially for the home portion of my motorhome. When I installed them, it wasn't for the intention to use them when I was driving down the road. With that security system, I do have something installed on the back, but I can't use it for backing up, or at least I don't use it for backing up, because in order to see what's happening, I either need to look at the monitor or I need to pull out my phone and pull up the app that's associated with the brand. But if I'm out on the road, I'm using my phone for music and GPS. For one of my big relocations, I did go out and purchase a backup camera. It's one of the wireless solar cameras. I was really excited about it at the time. However, within the first use, I knew it wasn't going to work for me. The biggest problem that I had with this particular camera is whenever I was actually using it, whenever I actually needed it, there would be no picture on the monitor. The monitor itself would just black out randomly, or if there were bumps on the road, or if I had to touch it or move it, boom, screen is gone. I hoped it was a fluke, reached out to the manufacturer, they sent me a second one, and guess what? The exact same thing happened. So that particular camera is a no-go for me. But Haloview reached out to me and they had a product that they wanted me to try, and now I'm gonna tell you about my experience. We're gonna talk about what's in the box when you receive it. We're going to talk about the installation, and then I'm going to show you some actual footage from my use. This is the Haloview BT10 wireless 1080p rear view mirror, dash cam, and backup camera system. The wireless signal can reach up to 65 feet, but it is recommended that vehicles that are 42 to 65 feet long consider purchasing the 10 meter or the 12 meter antenna extension cable and place it on the top of the roof to avoid image freezing. The BT10 mounts directly onto your existing rearview mirror, and it comes with rubber straps so you don't have to worry about any adhesives or drilling to get the monitor and the front-facing dash cam set up. Now I'm going to pause the unboxing for just a moment so I can discuss some other features of the monitor and dash cam. When it's not being used, you can still use it as a mirror. You can see yourselves right now. I want you to tell yourselves, you is smart, you is kind, and you is important. That's right. Now I'm going ahead and put that down so I don't break it. We do have the power button just here. Next to that, we have our pairing button, which I didn't need, by the way. I was able to set it up without any problems. This button can also be used for the camera night light. Next to that, we have our screen off button, so you can turn off the monitor and maybe use it as an actual mirror while everything is still recording. The next button allows you to change the format. To be honest, I don't really understand any format stuff, so don't ask me any questions about that, but I'll let you know it got a button right there. And then next to that, we actually have the mirror flip switch, so you are able to flip the image. And we do have our camera just here. It can be adjusted to work around your current rear view mirror. And then this also can be moved around to get the angle that you want for the front facing camera. At the top here, we have where our DC power supply goes. This is the slot for your SD memory card. It does come with 64 gigs, which can record about 10 hours of footage. You can upgrade up to 128, which will give you about 20 hours of footage. When the camera and the monitor are powered on, it is touchscreen, which is pretty cool. You are able to scroll up or down in order to get to the menu. Once in the menu screen, you have the option of pairing the device, changing the parking lines for the backup camera, reviewing the video that you have recorded, and you also have the option of removing the memory storage using a device that can read micro SD cards and reviewing or saving the footage on a computer. Some other features of the touchscreen monitor include going from camera 1, the front facing camera, or the backup camera, or having both images. The camera does come with a built-in microphone. You can power that on and off, or changing things like the language, the volume, the brightness of the monitor, and a few other things. Now let's get back to the unboxing. Inside the box, you'll also get 3 antennas, 2 for the monitor, 1 for the backup camera. Haloview will provide you with 2 separate power cables. One is going to be for a cigarette lighter, and the other one I will show you momentarily. Both are 3.5 meters, or a little under 11.5 feet. The wireless backup camera also captures and records in 1080p. And here I'm trying to show you with the wireless backup camera, you can actually change the position of the camera, but I'm struggling. It also comes with a bracket and gasket for mounting and waterproofing. We have some additional accessories here to help with organizing and hiding the wires, as well as cleaning your monitor screen. As I mentioned earlier, they do provide you with 2 different power cables. This one is the Type-C to DC power cable. Next up out of the box is the pairing cable. I did not need this during the installation process, but it's included. This is the camera conversion cable. This is what's needed to get power to the wireless backup camera. Do note, however, this is only used if you don't have a pre-wired RV. If you have a pre-wired RV, this is going to be the power adapter that is used. Last but not least, coming out of the box, we have our connectors for our electric wiring, as well as the mounting screws. When installing the wireless backup camera, Haloview does recommend putting it as far up as possible. However, I am going to have to make some adjustments with my installation because I already have a camera set in place. Before I can start drilling holes and figure out where things are going to be, I want to go ahead and get this marker light off, see what the electric looks like, and then also see what it looks like behind the wall. And I have my trusty endoscope to see in places that I can't reach. Once I was able to get behind this wall and see how things were set up, I realized I needed to change the plan that I had in my head. Originally, the plan was to keep the light on where it belongs in the middle, keep this camera here, and then I was going to drill a hole and put the backup camera just below it. Once I got into this wall and realized there's a stud somewhere along the way, I realized that plan wasn't going to work. So I just needed to kind of reset, get a better idea. I was able to talk to one of my camping friends who knows a lot about electrical. Talk to him just to see if the idea that I now have in my head is going to work, which I think it is. So now with the new plan, what I will be doing is I am going to use this marker light and the connection that comes with it in order to connect to this backup camera. Now, this itself, the red light, this is going to be gone. However, the wiring I'm going to keep. I have my black wire and my white wire. I'll just have to test to see what is what. I'll be able to connect that to the wires that are here, the black and red wire that's connected to the actual camera itself. My home security camera, I'm going to move up. It's going to take the place of where this was once located. It's also going to cover up that hole. And where this is now is where the backup camera is going to go. With the plan in place, I'm going to go ahead and cut whatever this thing is off, strip the wires so they can be exposed for the connection that I'll need to make later. This is the stage that made me very nervous, so I read the manual 1,000 times. I had to watch a lot of YouTube videos before I fully understood how to use the multimeter in this situation. I'm using the multimeter on the battery just to make sure I understand which prong is going to be used to help me determine which of the cables coming out of the RV is the positive wire, aka my source of power. When my multimeter reads a positive voltage, whatever cable the red prong is on is my positive wire. In the box, they do provide you with connectors, but I opted to use these B connectors, which were recommended by my electrician friend. And then I just taped it like crazy to make sure nothing came undone on the road. Next step in the installation process is just testing everything before I get things mounted in place. I need to test to make sure that my backup camera is receiving power. I need to make sure all the components actually work. And then I need to make sure that things are pairing properly. Since everything is working properly, it's now time to figure out where everything is going to be mounted, and it's time to pull out the power tools. Most RVers dread this moment, putting holes into the RV, but I ain't got no sense. I actually get a kick out of it. I feel like the best thing about owning a home is the fact that you can put holes in it, but I'm not completely crazy. Once I got the wires fished in, I did my best to close the hole, especially the mega hole that was made from removing the marker light. I had some flex tape lying around, so I used that. Hopefully it'll work. And then the rest of the holes I'll be filling with sealant. The wireless backup camera comes with a gasket, and that's supposed to help waterproof that area, but I also want to seal around the edges on that as well. If you have a sealant that you like to recommend for RV exteriors, let me know in the comments. And this is the final look. With everything installed, it's now time to take it out for a spin. Take a look at the quality of the front-facing dash cam, as well as the wireless backup camera. One of the things that I was really looking forward to trying was backing into a spot without needing assistance. As a solo traveler, I don't always have the luxury of having somebody pop out of the RV and kind of direct me into a parking spot. Having a backup camera is going to give me some self-sufficiency as well as a little more confidence when it comes to reversing this big thing. Now, when I used the camera, I still had to get out to kind of situate myself and figure out where the vehicle was in relation to everything that's around me, especially the things that I could damage. I also had to adjust the camera from time to time because I had it too low at one point where I couldn't see the things that were behind me, and it is a hill, so that kind of changed the image a bit. If I had it too high where I could see the full horizon, then I couldn't see anything that was directly behind me or near the back bumper. And then if I had it too low, then I couldn't see the things that were coming up that I needed to adjust my driving for. So there was still some in and out of the RV, but I was able to get this RV in this spot without any assistance. And that is progress as far as I'm concerned. Let me pause once again. One thing that I did not realize when I was testing the camera system is that there is actually a setting on the monitor that allows you to adjust the camera. In the manual, it does mention that the viewing angle can be adjusted by swiping up and down the left and right areas of display in full screen. It wasn't until I visited the Haloview official website, which is where I found this footage, that I realized that I missed out on testing those features, as well as the picture-in-picture feature. So I'm looking forward to testing this feature the next time I'm on the road. Now, as of now, based off the experience that I've had with this camera system, I'm actually pretty excited. I like it so far. And you're probably thinking, of course you like it, you got it for free. Touche, you got a point there. But I went from not having a working backup camera to being able to back up my RV by myself. So, okay. But in my defense, I do have something else that I want to share. So after installing the cameras and relocating the camera that I have meant for home security, I wanted to look at ways to seal it and adhere it just to make sure the new location was secure. When I looked online, I typed in like a basic search where it was like best weatherproofing options for RV backup cameras. I typed that in wanting to know about sealants, but the internet thought I was talking about the cameras themselves. And what I thought was very interesting is if you go to like the AI overview parts or the suggested products, guess who pops up? Haloview. So yes, I got this for free and I like it because it was free, and I like it because I like it, but also do know that as a consumer, seeing that would make me really curious about the product. And it would also give me the confidence and the extra push that I needed to actually purchase this. If anybody is interested in this particular product, this exact one that I have tested, there will be a link in the description. I will have a discount code that you can use so you can save yourself some dollars. Another thing that I'm excited about is finally being able to actually use my rear view camera. Earlier, I mentioned that I had seen this style of camera, but I can't necessarily tell you who the company was. But this particular style of camera I've always been interested in because I have a rear view camera in the RV, but all I can see is the kitchen. That doesn't help me. Now, granted, I understand that when it comes to these RVs, they build the chassis first, you know, the driving portion of it all, and then it could be for a truck or it could be for a van. In my case, a RV was put onto it, which is why the rear view mirror is there, even though it doesn't have any use in that situation. But I wanted to make use of that space. So I love the fact that I can put my monitor there and actually see something when I look in it, because even though it has no use in the RV, just naturally as a driver who's used to looking at your rear view mirror, I look at it all the time when I'm driving. Now I actually got something to look at. I also like the fact that I'm clearing up a lot of the space in my windshield. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this, because I just learned recently, and I'm gonna share with you because sharing is caring, but in some states, I don't know if it's all of them, having things hanging from your rear view mirror or having a lot of stuff in your windshield can get you a citation. So be very careful about how many things that you have plastered on your dash when you're trying to get the perfect setup. Now, that's pretty much all I really have to say as of now. If you by chance see this video and it's like 6 months later or a year later and you want to know how I feel, let me know in the comments that you want to update, and I'll go ahead and update you on my experience. Remember, the link for this particular product will be in the description, as well as my discount code. For those of you who come for the vlogs, don't worry, I have more videos coming soon to tell you about what I have been doing, where I have been, and what I'm doing now. So stay tuned. And as always, I will see you next time.